Hi, I'm Sam Didier, art director at Blizzard.
So Sam, Warcraft turns 25.
It's in November,
November
right?
23rd, 25 years old.
Yeah.
What's this journey been like?
It's been a lot of cool art, a lot of shoulder pads, a lot of green skin orcs that turned red and then turned brown. It's been just a big, fantastic artistic process where in Warcraft Orcs and Humans we started out a little bit more traditional fantasy. As Warcraft 2 came out, we started putting in a bit more of the Blizzard style, a bit more of the Blizzard humor, added races like elves and dwarves and trolls and ogres. Warcraft 3 is where we really went crazy and started creating the NPC creeps like gnolls and kobolds and murlocs. You know, Warcraft 3 has made murlocs. And then from there, we had this world that, when World of Warcraft came out, introduced the real world to the World of Warcraft, and that's where we really just sort of took off after that. And that had already been 10 years we had been working in Warcraft, and now Warcraft is 15, so we're at 25 now. It's been one of the most fun things to work on artistically, because there's really not anything that you can't create for World of Warcraft and be able to sort of find a home for it in there. I mean, we've had pandas in World of Warcraft. We've had, traveling to sort of outer space and Outland and things like that. I mean, there's not a lot that you can't do in Warcraft and go, that doesn't fit at all. It's like almost everything fits in it.
What do you think it is about the Warcraft franchise that's had it withstand the test of time over these 25 years?
Well, I'd love to say it's the art, but obviously the art in the old days was rather rough. No, there's a really good, Warcraft had a lot of things going for it. So I do think the art style was very iconic and unique. It was colorful, it was big and bright, and it basically was like superheroes in a fantasy setting. There was some humor and some charm in there as well. The gameplay for any of our Warcrafts, from the original Orcs and Humans to Hearthstone to World of Warcraft, it's always Blizzard quality gameplay. So it's good, it's fun, it's something that you can play for years and years and years and go, hey, is there an expansion? Oh, there is an expansion coming out now. Great, okay, cool, because I'm just now starting after playing this game for 15 years, looking for another, oh cool, Ashar's coming out, fantastic. So combine that, you got gameplay and art, you got lore, people who love the stories. We got 25 years now of story built up that people love. They've met characters that, people have named their children after. And, also combine that with, our musical scores and everything. So we have it for, the soundtrack, we have the characters, we have the history, all that combined with just great games. And, I think if it was lacking in any one of those, that it may not be as popular or last as long. But Blizzard has a quality and a standard that we like to shoot for, and Warcraft, the games traditionally have just been fantastic games. So if they were dumb games, it doesn't matter how good the art is or how cool the soundtrack is or how deep the lore is. If it's not a fun game, no one's going to play it. So it's a fun game, but basically it's the art.
I read that you're the last line of defense when it comes to licensed products for specifically Warcraft, but other properties, making sure that they meet the standard approval.
That's changed a little bit. There's more people involved, but yeah, for a while I was the Warcraft guy, so I knew a lot about it. But now, WoW has gone on longer than I've been working on it, and some of the later expansions I'm not working on. I'm working on other things. So, they have now people on the team that have taken over and now are the shepherds of the flock, or the protectors of the artifacts.
What do you work? If you can talk about, what are you working on right now?
Lots of different things. I'd tell you, but the warden over here is glaring at me. I'm not even looking at her. I feel the beam. Even though this light is shining in my eyes, I feel the rage. And
sounds like it's time for an exclusive for Shacknews.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who wants to get into the video game industry, and specifically art and concept design?
I would say that concept's one of the more difficult things to get into. But if you want to be a concept artist, I think it couldn't be easier than nowadays, because there's tutorials online. You can reach out to almost any artist, myself included, on social media. People can message me, ask questions, advice, whatever. It's easy to share your artwork nowadays. There's classes for creating video games. There was not that in the older days. What it really comes down to is you need to be disciplined and do the work. You got to practice. You got to learn. If you're trying to, like, say, go to a company, Blizzard, make some art that we would look at and go, oh, that fits in our game. Don't try to come into something that, you know, that's super realistic or looks like it could be on the space shuttle, where, you know, maybe StarCraft that might fit, but probably not. You know, try to aim at, even if that's something you really love doing. If you're looking at a company, it doesn't have to be just Blizzard. Try to make what they're making and show them that you could be a part of the team. And in fact, show them that you are already a part of the team and you know their stuff better than they do. You can reach out to them and show them, or you can, you know, there's so many ways now that you can share your art. One of the guys on our StarCraft team, we brought him over because we saw his fan art. Every time we would release a piece of artwork or whatever, he would do a concept of it that was better. And so we go, we need to get this guy on our team. And there's not a better place now than, you know, you got social media and all these different ways that you can share your art. So don't be afraid, share your art, and work hard.
Warcraft has evolved over these last 25 years. Eventually, it got to the point where we had really disproportioned hands, feet, and huge shoulder pads. Was that something that you designed personally? Was that just your style, or was that something in a design phase that people wanted to do?
Well, the art style for Warcraft is based on a couple things. So one of them, I naturally draw characters like that. Like I've never been either skilled enough to draw the human body the way it should be, or I've never cared enough about it to want to do it that way, and I just want to do it my own. So I generally go to draw things that are a bit more Hulk-like, you know, big, thick, proportioned. Also, that style really helps out when you're making a game from the RTS camera angle. It's top down, so what do you want to see a lot of? Shoulder pads, head, and then when the animations, you want to see the hand and the feet. So having big boots and big hands and big shoulder pads, not only is that cool and the ultimate way to draw, it also helps out the gameplay.
And the last question is, can we plan to see ETC at this year's BlizzCon?
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice.
It's been a spell, hasn't it?
I'd pay $120 to see them live in concert.
If you do that, it comes with a free convention.
There you go.
Yeah, look
That's
at
what I
that.
heard. I'm just here for ETC. They're here. Okay, I'll be back next year. Turn
Well, the
around.
last time we played, Metallica closed for us, and their career's kind of taken off. So hopefully, you know, hopefully we can do that again to some other up-and-coming bands, you know.